we have looked into binary eutectic system. So in the entire module 2, we are discussing about the phase diagram. Initially, we looked into the unary phase diagram. Then we have looked into binary diagram. In binary diagram, phase diagram, we have looked into binary isomorphous diagram, and then we have looked into binary eutectic phase diagram. Okay, so let me switch on my video and then let me share this. Okay, can you see this PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we are going to study the tertiary phase diagram. We have looked into unary phase diagram, we have looked into binary. Now we are going to look into tertiary phase diagram. So before that, I want you to tell something about iron. So iron is an allotropic material. Okay, is an allotropic metal. So what does it means is, it means that it can exist in more than one types of lattice structure. Okay, depending upon the temperature. So if you are going to take any other material, say for example I have taken copper, then for copper, let me take this. Okay, so if you take copper, suppose I have taken copper, pure copper here. Here I have taken 100% copper, 100% copper. Now you just heat the copper. So what you will find, as the temperature is rising at 1085 degrees Celsius, this is going to melt. This is the solid and this is the liquid. Okay, here the structure of copper is FCC. Okay, so here we are not going to get any allotropic transformation, means change in the crystal. But in the case of iron, so if you see iron, so if you take iron, suppose you have taken now iron rather than copper, we have taken 100% iron. Now there is the beauty of the iron. So this is 100% iron. Now start heating the iron. So what you will find, that up to 910 degrees Celsius, up to 910 degrees Celsius, it will be alpha iron, alpha phase, that is alpha iron, and it has BCC structure. So, and it has BCC structure. So up to 910 degrees Celsius, or in some book it is 912 degrees Celsius. So from 0 or room temperature to 910 degrees Celsius, the iron will be alpha iron and the structure will be BCC, body centered cubic. But if you are going to increase the temperature from 910 degrees Celsius to 1400 degrees Celsius, say for 1400 degrees Celsius, so up to 1400 degrees Celsius, the iron shows gamma phase, gamma iron, and here it will be showing FCC structure. The same iron, if you are going to heat it up to 910 degrees Celsius, it will be in BCC structure, that is alpha iron. This BCC structure known as alpha iron. Now if you are going to heat it from 910 degrees Celsius to 1400 degrees Celsius, it will be in another crystal structure that is known as the gamma iron, and it will be have FCC structure. Now again, if you are going to heat this iron from 1400 degrees Celsius to up to 1539 degrees Celsius, This is 1539 degrees Celsius. It will show another structure, that is delta iron, and it will again will be having this BCC structure. So this is known as the room temperature or low temperature BCC, and this is known as the high temperature BCC iron. Okay, so this is low temperature BCC structure is represented by alpha, and high temperature BCC structure is represented by delta. In between we are having a gamma phase from 910 degrees Celsius to 1400 degrees Celsius, and it will be showing the FCC structure. So this is the very beauty of this iron. So that's why it is written here that iron is an allotropic materials. It means it can exist in more than one type of lattice structure depending upon the temperature. So you can see here, as we are raising the temperature, the transformation takes place. Up to 910 degrees Celsius, the iron is in alpha phase, that is BCC structure. From 910 to 1400 degrees Celsius, it shows gamma phase that have FCC structure. And then again, if you are going to heat it up above 1400 degrees Celsius, it is going to show delta structure, that is delta phase, that is having BCC structure. So this is the story about the pure iron, 100% iron. Okay, so now as I have told you that we are not going to use pure iron in any of the industrial application. We are having steel only. So steel is nothing but the alloy of iron and carbon. So let us see what happens when we add carbon into this iron and then draw this again, this iron carbon diagram. Okay, so let's go to that. Let me share the next PPT with you. Okay, so here is the iron carbide phase diagram. Now first you have to understand that why I have written iron carbide. I am telling that iron carbon diagram, and I have written over here that iron carbide. So here is, as you can see in this composition axis, let me reduce the size. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the carbon percentage. So I have taken only 6.67 percentage of carbon. Why not 100? In binary isomorphous or binary eutectic, we have taken 100%, but here we are only taking this 6.6% because iron with 6.6% carbon is having maximum utility in the industry. If you are going to add more carbon than this, then we are not going to have any industrial application of those particular steel, and that's why we avoid the further phase diagram that is exceeding this 6.67 percentage of carbon. So here that's why. And why iron carbide? At 6.67 percentage of carbon, iron forms a compound with carbon, that is Fe3C, and this Fe3C is nothing but the iron carbide. So that's why 6.67 I have written Fe3C and not carbon. Okay, so as you increase the percentage of carbon at 6.67, this is the maximum carbon that we are going to study in this phase diagram. And at this 6.67 percentage of carbon, this iron forms a compound that is known as the Fe3C. Okay, that's why rather than writing iron carbon phase diagram, we are written over here iron carbide phase diagram. Okay, is it clear? Yes, any doubt so far? Yes. Arjun?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us look. So this is the iron carbide phase diagram. This looks very typical, but when you practice this, it will become very easy. Or just go along with me. So the things will become very easy. Okay, I will tell you how to draw this diagram. Okay, so here first we will explain this, then we will tell you how to draw this diagram. So here you can see at room temperature. Okay, so this alpha, this is the alpha ferrite. This is known as the alpha ferrite. This yellow region is known as the alpha ferrite. And if you can see this composition, this composition, this composition is 0.02, 0.02 means this is the maximum composition of carbon, maximum amount of carbon that can present in the alpha phase. So here this is the alpha phase. If you can see, this is the alpha phase, and this point shows the maximum percentage of carbon in the alpha phase. Now if I say this is the gamma phase, so what is the maximum composition or maximum percentage of carbon that can dissolve in this gamma phase? So here you can see this is something here, this is something here, but this point is the maximum carbon that this gamma can take, and this is nothing but the 2.11. So here alpha phase is there, the maximum carbon that it can take is 0.02. Now higher temperature, if you increase the temperature, so this line goes up to this 912 degrees Celsius, and I have told you that above 912 degrees Celsius iron shows the FCC structure, that is gamma. So you can see this line just goes and hit up to 912 degrees Celsius. Above this gamma will exist. Now I have also told you that above 1400 degrees Celsius delta iron exists. So you can see this gamma is going to end over here only. So at this temperature 1400 degrees Celsius, above this, so you can again see this yellow region. This yellow region is nothing but the delta iron, that is high temperature BCC structure. So you can see from room temperature to 912 degrees Celsius we are having this alpha iron, then we are having this gamma iron, then we are having this delta iron. Now if you increase the amount of carbon, so this thing will change. So here if you see here, if you take this amount of carbon, then you can see austenite begins to form at this temperature. Austenite begins to form at this temperature. If you take this composition, then austenite begins to form at this temperature. Below this, it will be in different phase. So as you increase the percentage of carbon, this typical characteristics of 100% iron is going to change. Okay, so and again this delta iron, if you see this delta iron, what is the maximum composition? Here you see this is the written as 0.1. So if you come down from this point down, then you can see this will be the 0.1 percentage of carbon that this delta iron can take. Okay, and this composition is 0.16 percentage of carbon, and this composition is 0.5 percentage of carbon, and here this composition is 0.8 percentage of 2.11 percentage of carbon. This is 2.11 and this is 4.3. Okay, so let us see how to draw this diagram. Let me take a blank sheet. So first I have to close this. Now let me take this blank sheet. Okay, so let us see how to draw this diagram. So first just practice this diagram many times, okay, so that you are become very comfortable into that. And the phases that I have labeled in the diagram, it is very easy to identify. Okay, just learn along with me. So here you can see we are having this temperature scale. This is the composition scale. Let me draw this. Okay, so this is 100% iron. This is 100% iron, and this is, so this is the percentage of carbon you are increasing in this direction, percentage of carbon you are increasing in this direction, and here we are having 6.67 percentage of carbon, 6.67 percentage of carbon, and that is nothing but Fe3C, and that is nothing but Fe3, that is iron carbide. Okay, so let me take some different color. Okay, okay, so this I am drawing this alpha boundary. This green color is alpha boundary. So everything within this is alpha. Everything within this is alpha iron. Okay. And what is the maximum composition? If I ask you what is the maximum carbon in this alpha is, then you can see this is the point where the composition is maximum. Okay. Rest everywhere. If you take this composition, this is this percentage of carbon. If you take this, it will be having this percentage of carbon. But this will point will be having this maximum amount of carbon, and this is nothing but 0.0. So this alpha iron can accommodate only 0.02 percentage of carbon. Okay. And this temperature is nothing but 910, or you can say 12. In different books it is written different. So 910 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now there is a line like this. Then from this point draw a line like this. We will draw the austenite boundary. So next we will draw the austenite boundary. So you can draw like this, okay, and here we are having this delta iron is starting from 1400 to 1539. So let's say this is the 1400. Let's say this is 1400 degrees Celsius, and this is 1539, and this is 1539. So here we are having this delta iron. So let me draw it with another color. Okay. This is very easy to understand, but you have to practice this lot of times so that you can become very comfortable into this. So let me draw it with some different color. Okay, let me take this color. So here we are having this delta iron, and the composition of maximum composition is 0.1. Okay, so this is the maximum composition, that is 0.1. Here this is 0.02, and this is the delta iron. This is the delta iron. Let me write it with delta. This is nothing but delta iron. Okay. Now this austenite boundary, from here you just we use the same color that I have taken initially. Okay. So from here, just join this point over here. Okay. And then again from here to here. You draw a line, draw like you do, take a curve from here passing through this point and strike this point. So you can take like this and move it like this. Okay. So this is the joint. Okay. I have not joined it. Let me take this. So here we will take and it will be joined at this point and it will go like this. So this is the entire phase diagram, iron carbon phase diagram. Now how to label the phase? Now we know that from here to 910 degrees Celsius we are having this alpha. From 910 degrees Celsius to 1400 degrees Celsius we are having this gamma. This we know. And also we know from 1400 degrees Celsius to 1539 we are having this delta. This we know. And above this this is the liquidus line. Okay. So what will be the phase in this region? Yes,
Liquid.
correct. So since this is the liquidus line, this whole line is the liquidus line. So let me bold it out. So this line, what I am drawing here is the liquidus line. So you can tell that this is the liquidus line. It means that everything above this line will be liquid. Now you know these four phrases. Here we are having delta, here we are having gamma, here we are having alpha, and here we are having liquid. Now just try to label other blank spaces. Now first we are going to label this space. What will be the phase in this particular area? Now take any point, as I have told you earlier, this is very easy. If you want to find the phases in this region, so what you have to do, take any point here, draw line like this, here it meets alpha, and if you draw like this, here it meets, the phase in this region will be plus. This is very easy. Okay, simply you have to draw a horizontal line and you have to see where this line strikes. So here you can see, if you draw like this, it will meet the alpha boundary, so alpha will be there. If you draw like this, it will meet the austenite boundary, so gamma will also be there. So altogether in this region we are going to have this alpha plus gamma. Okay, yes, Duleswar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Tell me, what will be the phases present in this region?
Sir, liquid plus
Liquid plus, yes,
solid.
good. No, just see. I am asking what is present over all this region. So take any point. Now, if you draw like this, where it is going to cut? Which boundary? Which boundary is this?
So solid, sir.
No, I am talking about the phase. What are phases present at this point? So you just take this point, draw a line like this. Here, this is the gamma boundary. So here you can see this all are the gamma boundary. This all are the gamma boundary. Let me highlight this. This all are the gamma boundary. This, and goes like this. So if you can see at this point, if you draw a line like this, it will cut the gamma boundary. So gamma will be
Liquid
there.
plus gamma, sir.
Liquid plus gamma, correct. Okay. So here in all this region we are having gamma plus liquid. Yes. Bhuvan, are you there? Bhuvan,
Yes, sir.
tell me what are the phases present in this region? On all this region, what is the phases present? Yes, go ahead. Simply utilize the technique that I have told you. I am asking you what is the phases present in all this region. So take any point here, draw a line like this where it cuts. Yes, where it cuts. What is this? Whose boundary is this? This is nothing but the liquidus boundary. All these are the liquidus. So if you are drawing a line and it strike here, so it says liquid will be there. Thus, draw a line like this. Here we are having Fe3C. So liquid plus Fe3C will be present here. Okay. So we have told in this region we are having gamma plus liquid. In this region we are having liquid plus Fe3C. Okay. Now, yes, Arjun,
Yes, sir.
tell me what are the phases present in this region?
So gamma plus Fe3C.
Gamma Fe3C. Because if you take any point here, draw a line like this. This is nothing but gamma. So gamma will be there plus. If you draw a line like this, it will cut Fe3C here. So gamma plus Fe3C will be here. Simply you have to follow the technique. Okay. You just need to know these four phases: alpha, gamma, delta, and liquid. And using this, and you should also know that this is the gamma boundary, this is the alpha boundary, this is the delta boundary, this is the liquidus boundary. But just knowing all these things, you can simply label all the phases. Okay, so here we are having this gamma plus Fe3C. Okay, so this gamma plus Fe3C is together known as ledeburite. Gamma plus Fe3C is together known as ledeburite. Ledeburite. Okay, so this is very important name. Okay, you are supposed to remember that this gamma plus Fe3C, the mixture of these two phases is known as ledeburite. Okay, now tell me what are the phases present over here? Yes, Abhishek Kamble. Abhishek Kamble, are you there? Abhishek,
Yes, sir.
tell me what are the phases present in this region? If I take any point over here, tell me what is the phase going to present over here?
BC, sir. BCC.
What are the phases? Just now I have told you that if I am asking this point, draw a line like this. See where it strikes. Here it strikes the alpha boundary.
Alpha.
So alpha will be there plus if you draw a line like this, it will strike the Fe3C over here. So alpha plus Fe3C will be here in this particular region. Alpha plus Fe3C. So this alpha plus Fe3C, there is a name for this mixture and this is known as perlite. Perlite. Remember this name because we are going to hear this name very often in this iron phase diagram. So this is nothing but perlite. So this alpha plus Fe3C is known as perlite. So this is a mixture of two phase. Perlite is a mixture of two phase. Mixture of two phase. Let me write here. And you are supposed to note it down that mixture, it is not a single phase. It is a mixture of two phase. Mixture of two phase. What two phases? Alpha plus Fe3C. So this perlite is the mixture of two phase, that is alpha and Fe3C. Similarly, This gamma plus Fe3C is a mixture of phase because gamma will be there and Fe3C will be there. So this ledeburite, that is gamma plus Fe3C, it is also a mixture of phase, not a phase. It is a mixture of phase. So it is also a mixture of phase. This ledeburite is also a mixture of two phase. Mixture of two phase. Region. Okay, so who will tell? Yes, what is the phases present in this region? If you can see the cursor, tell me what will be the phases present in this region. Yes, anyone can tell? Yes. Yes, go ahead.
So delta plus
Delta plus?
gamma plus liquid.
No, just see the region first. I am asking about this region. So, what will be the phases? If you take this point over here, now draw a line.
Sir,
Where
delta
it
plus L.
meets? Delta
Delta plus
plus
L.
liquid, correct. So because if you are going to move like this, it is going to strike this delta boundary. And if you go move like this, it is going to hit the liquid boundary. So here the phases present will be delta plus liquid. It is so simple to recognize each and every phase in the iron carbon diagram. Okay. Now, I ask what will be the phases present in this region? If you can see my cursor, so what is the phases present in this region?
Delta plus gamma.
Delta plus gamma, correct. Good. Now you people are getting. So here having this delta plus gamma. Now you can see every phase is labeled. Okay, every phase is labeled. I have only remember these four phases: alpha, gamma boundary you should remember, this delta boundary you should remember, this liquidus line you should remember, and everything else you can plot very easily. Okay. Now there is something more to tell you about this diagram. Okay. So let me revise this once again because you are reading this diagram for the first time and this is very important diagram. So in automobile sector or wherever we are using steel, okay, so we are supposed to know the very basic of this iron diagram. Carbon phase diagram, different composition of carbon, you are going to get different steel. Okay, so that steel is being used at various places. Okay. Now, so this I have told you that this alpha phase, the maximum carbon that it can take is 0.02. So you should remember that this composition is 0.02. Okay. This composition is 0.8. 0.8. Okay. Yes. Here, this is 0.8. This is 2.1. This composition is 2.1. You should remember all this, okay? 2.1 and this is 4.3. Okay. Yes, anybody remember what is this? Anybody remember what is eutectic point that we have discussed during binary eutectic phase diagram? Yes.
Sir, it's lie on isothermal line where
Yes, correct. But you should remember the other definition that I have told you, that at a point, if one liquid is going to give you two solids, the point at which one liquid is going to give two solid 1 say plus solid 2, then that point is known as eutectic point. Okay, so what is eutectic point? The point at which a liquid phase is going to give two solid phases, then that point is known as eutectic point. Eutectic point. So what is eutectic point? The point at which one liquid is going to give two solid phases. This is solid 1, this is solid 2. Then that point is known as eutectic point. And if one solid phase, let me write S over here. One solid phase S1 is going to give you two other solid phases S2 and S3. So that will be known as eutectoid point. Eutectoid point. Eutectoid point. So there is difference, okay? Try to remember this difference. I will again explain you. Just wait. Let me write here. So what is eutectic point? At eutectic point is going to give you two solid phases. One liquid is going to give two solid phases. Then that point is known as eutectic point. And if one solid is going to give you two different solid phases, then that point is known as eutectoid point. Now, what this point will be? What this point will be? What this point will be? At this point, what's happening? This liquid, when you cool the liquid at this point, so this liquid is going to give you gamma plus Fe3C. At this point, let me write over here. At this point, liquid, when you cool the liquid, if you take this composition and if you cool the liquid, then at this point, this liquid is going to give you gamma plus Fe3C. Now tell me which point it represents.
Eutectic point.
Correct. Because here one liquid is going to give two solid phases. Remember, this gamma and Fe3C are solid phases. Okay. So here at this point, as you can see, that liquid is going to give you gamma plus Fe3C. So when one liquid is going to give two solid, that point is known as eutectic point. And the similar reaction is occurring over here. One liquid is going to give you two solid. So that's why this point is known as eutectic point. This point is known as eutectic point. Eutectic point. Now here, what is happening? Let us see what is happening over here. So here, one gamma, here at this point, one gamma, if you take this composition, gamma, and if you cools out this, so alpha plus Fe3C, gamma is going to give you alpha plus Fe3C. Now tell me which point this point will represent. What this point will be known as? Here one solid is going to give two different solids. So what point this will represent? Yes, come on. When one solid, yes, when one solid is going to give two different solids, then that point is known as eutectoid point. So here you can see gamma is going to give alpha plus Fe3C. So gamma is a solid, different solid, and it cools to give two different solid. Alpha is another solid, Fe3C is also solid. So when one solid is going to give two different solids, then that point is known as eutectoid point. So this point in the iron carbon phase diagram represent eutectoid point. So this point is eutectoid point. Eutectoid. Let me write over here. Eutectoid. Eutectoid point. All these things you have to remember. Not remember, you simply follow the concept. Don't try to remember anything. Okay. Just try to understand the concept. Okay. Once you understand the concept, you are not supposed to remember anything. Okay. So this is the eutectoid point. Why this is the eutectoid point? Because at this point, gamma is changing to alpha plus Fe3C. So when one solid gives to another solid, that point will be known as eutectoid point. And if one liquid is going to give two different solids, then that will be known as eutectic point. Yes, is it clear? Okay. So let me take another sheets, because a lot of things I have written over here. It will be very confusing if you're going to write anything more here. Okay. So as of now, what we have seen, let me revise the things because it is very important to understand this phase diagram, iron carbon especially. Okay. So there is something more important also to tell you about this iron carbon phase diagram. So this is the way to draw the iron carbon phase diagram. Okay, so this is what is the iron carbon phase diagram. Okay, so this point is the eutectoid point. Okay, And if you are going to take eutectide point, and this represents 0.8% of carbon, 0.8% of carbon if you are going to take. So this will be the eutectide point. So eutectide point, what is the amount of carbon? 0.8% of carbon will be there. So the steel that we are going to have, that is going to have 0.8% carbon, is known as eutectoid steel. Okay, so this steel is known as eutectoid steel. So the steel having 0.8% carbon is known as eutectoid steel, is known as eutectoid steel. Steel. Okay, now tell me, what is eutectic steel? So here, what is the composition? Do you remember what is the composition over here?
So 4.3%.
Correct, exactly. Good. So here we are having 4.3% carbon. So steel having 4.3% carbon, steel having 4.3% carbon is known as eutectic steel. Eutectic steel. So this represents eutectic steel. Now here you just focus here. This is the eutectoid steel. This 0.8%, and the steel having less than 0.8 is known as hypoeutectoid steel. So steel which are having carbon less than 0.8%. So in this direction, if you are having any composition of carbon, that will be known as hypoeutectoid steel. Hypoeutectoid steel. So what is hypoeutectoid steel? Steel having carbon less than 0.8. So this is the reason. From 0.02 to 0.8, we are having this hypoeutectoid steel, and from 0.8 to this point, this is 2.1. Any steel which is having carbon greater than 0.8 but less than 2.1 is known as hypereutectoid steel. So let me write over here for you hypoeutectoid steel. So it will be having carbon greater than 0.02, less than 0.8. Then we are going to call it as a hypoeutectoid steel. If carbon is greater than 0.8 but less than 2.1, so that steel is known as hypereutectoid steel. hypereutectoid steel. So we are running short of time. Okay. Hypereutectoid steel. Okay, so these two things we have seen. If steel having 0.8% carbon, then it will be known as eutectoid steel. But if the steel is having carbon greater than 0.02 and less than 0.8, then it will be having, we will call it as a eutectoid steel. And if the steel will be having carbon greater than 0.8 but less than 2.1, then it will be known as hypereutectoid steel. Okay, so I think we are running short of time, so we will continue our discussion, okay, on this iron carbon phase diagram, okay, in the next class also. Yes, any doubt so far?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you upload notes in Teams?
PPT I have, okay. On the
Okay.
edge, can you see the PPT?
No, sir, I didn't check it.
Okay, yes, check it. Okay, otherwise I will share in our group. Is it fine?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so let me download the attendance, then we will stop. Okay, so the attendance is downloaded. Okay, so today we are going to stop here only. Okay, so if you have any doubt, then you can ask. Otherwise, I will stop. Yes, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so shall I stop here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay, take care. Bye bye. See you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.